Right guard power spray deodorant.
For the big championship bout coming up on the 11th of February, we went out to the training camp of Kid Gavilan and also to the camp of Chuck Davey out at the Tam O'Shanter Country Club here in Chicago for the some fine films for the welterweight match coming up here in Chicago in just 2 weeks from tonight. Let's look in on them. Here is Chuck Davey in serious training as he challenges Kid Gavilan for the welterweight championship of the world on February the 11th at Chicago Stadium. I think I can interrupt Chuck for a question or two if you'd like me to. Chuck, how are you?
Fine, Russ.
And weighing what?
About 152.
You going to have any trouble taking that 5 pounds off?
No, I should be able to take that off very easily.
Well, Kid Gavilan is a fellow that does a lot of training, too. How about that road work, Chuck? About how many miles a day are you going to do as you get in shape?
Well, I'm starting out at 4, and I hope to have it up to 8 before I quit.
Going to run 8 miles a day?
That's right.
Now, how about this deal, this skipping rope that you're going through?
Well, I'll slacken off the skipping rope as I increase the road work.
And then get into that heavy sparring and be ready to try to take the championship of the world, right?
Right.
Well, good luck to you, Chuck.
Thanks very much, Russ.
Kid Gavilan's working on the light bag. Let's move in a bit and ask him what this one is all about. Kid, why do you work so much on the light bag?
Well, I have to work on the light bag. That's good for the eye, reflects.
In other words, if a fella's head is bobbing around that way, you have a chance of punching him.
Oh, sure, the kitchen.
Well, now, will you do a lot of this type of work between now and then February the 11th?
But I have to do it every day.
About 15, 20 minutes a day?
No, it's just a few rounds, 2 or 3 rounds.
Just a few rounds, but it all adds up to a big day of training to try to defend that welterweight championship, right?
Yes.
Thanks, Kid Gavilan, a lot. Those fills are made at the training camp of Kid Gavilan, the latter ones there, on this last Sunday at East Sons over in New Jersey. And now we're getting ready for the big one between Floyd Patterson and Chester Mieszalla, so Eddie Plick will introduce the contestants.
Attention, ladies and gentlemen. The big night, Wednesday evening, February the 11th, here at the Chicago Stadium. The International Boxing Club proudly presents the 15-round bout for the World Welterweight Championship. The present world champion, Kid Gavilan, will meet the undefeated and sensational Detroit star, Chuck Davey. There are plenty of good seats available, and tickets can be purchased here at the stadium tonight in between bouts. Also, tickets can be purchased at Bonds State at Jackson. Now remember, it's February the 11th, the great welterweight championship fight, 15 rounds between Kid Gavilan, the champion, and Chuck Davey. The ring officials, directly in front of me, judging is Frank Clark, and behind me, Harold Maravitz. The referee, William Doty. 6 rounds at 165 pounds. Weighing 160 pounds, wearing blue and white trunks, from Chicago, Chester Mieszalla. His opponent weighing 163.5 pounds, wearing white and black trunks from Brooklyn, New York, the 1952 Olympic champion, middleweight champion, Floyd Patterson. Referee William Doty will give the instructions.
You men have received your instructions in the offices of the Illinois State Athletic Commission, and you know what is expected of you. I want you to keep those blows up. No low blows, no kidney, no rabbit punches. When I tell you to break, I want you to break clean and step back before you start punching again. Is that clear, men? Remember, any infraction of these rules might cause you the loss of the round or even the fight. In the event of a knockdown, the man remaining on his feet will go to the farthest corner and there remain until I tell him to come out fighting. The other fighter will have to take a mandatory 8 count before he'll be allowed to resume fighting, whether standing, kneeling, or lying down. Protect yourselves at all times. Good luck to both of you boys. Shake hands. Go back.
So that's Chester Mieszalla.
There'll be an intermission after this fight.
West Allis, Wisconsin, going back to his corner. He's at 160 against Floyd Patterson. who is one of the most highly touted boys to come out of the Olympics in recent years. They're scheduled for a 6-round go here in Chicago. Chester has had 21 pro bouts, winning 16. Patterson has had 4, winning all 4 of them on knockouts. No bout has gone past the 5th round. Patterson in the white trunks. And that was Mieszalla down, and it was not considered a knockdown by the referee, as it was just a right-handed swipe, although it appeared to connect fairly well. Patterson very powerful, and they say he's going to grow into the heavyweight class. That, of course, remains to be seen. He's at 163.5 tonight. First round of a scheduled 6-rounder. Mieszalla fighting gamely, although Patterson had him a little uneasy there for a moment. That's Mieszalla down from a right hand. 4, 5, the mandatory 8 count must be taken. 7, 8. A minute and a half to go in round 1. The right hand smash by Patterson appeared to land right between the eyes of Mieszalla. Minute to go in the first round. Patterson really has a heavy pair of hands in there when they connect.
Come on.
Round 1 is over of this scheduled 6-rounder. That's Patterson walking easily back to his corner. He turned professional after sensational work in the U.S. Olympics, and he's knocked out Eddie Godbold in 4, Lester Jackson in 3, Sammy Walker in 2, and his last time out, he knocked out the experienced Lalu Sabotin in the 5th round, the Olympic middleweight champion. Chester Mieszalla, who was his opponent tonight, turned pro June the 27th, 1951. He lost his first bout to Lloyd Triplett. He then knocked out Ted Spencer in 2 rounds. And in 1952 had a total of 16 bouts, winning 13 and losing 3. He's had about as much experience as anybody that has had to face Floyd Patterson. And it was only his experience that got him through the first round, because he was tagged and tagged very hard on a couple of occasions. Round 2 at Chicago. Floyd Patterson in the white trunks against Chester Mieszalla. Mieszalla lost his mouthpiece, and Patterson, in very gentlemanly fashion, walked away from him and let him put the mouthpiece back in. Well, that's really one for the book. As you saw, Mieszalla was just bending over, and Patterson just says, all right, take your time, and we'll get on with the business of trying to knock each other out here. first thing you're told when you go in that ring is defend yourself at all times, and Chester was not doing that, but Patterson decided not to take advantage of it. That's the best blow that Mieszalla has landed, that right. It's connected with the left side of Patterson's face. This is round two. There's 1 minute to go. Game to the core, always fights back and fights harder after he's been tagged. The commission physician had just examined Mieszalla. He apparently received a lacerated lip when he lost his mouthpiece, and they were checking to see if he could continue. We're ready for round three, and the commission doctor has okayed it for at least one more round. This is the third round of the scheduled six. Floyd Patterson in the white trunks against Chester Mieszalla. That's Mieszalla down from the left hand. And the goal. The legs and Patterson neutral corner. The count is down to 7, 8. Now Doty wants to talk to him again. He checked with Mieszalla. Chester says that he's all right. You notice that Patterson, as strong as he is and as fast as he is, has been shooting for the head most of the evening. That's one of the things that he will learn as he continues in the pro ranks, that those body blows are important. Mieszalla has lost his mouthpiece again. There's the third round with about a minute to go. Mieszalla stagger and refuse to go down and then come barreling right back into Floyd Patterson. Now round 3 is over. Bill Doty, the referee, is going over the corner of Chester Mieszalla to check with him. As you notice, he's having difficulty keeping his mouthpiece in, but apparently he is not calling in the Illinois Boxing Club physician to double check him, so they're going to allow it to continue. That's the only spot that appears to be troubling him, but he did get hit in the mouth very early in the bout, and it caused him difficulty in his attempt to keep his mouthpiece in. You've seen him lose it twice. Floyd Patterson, on the other hand, talking to his handlers over in his corner. They're undoubtedly telling him about some of the mistakes that he's made tonight, as he's very young in the pro ranks, and they regard him as a potential champ. We're about ready for the 4th round. From Chicago, with the best wishes of the Brewers of Pabst Blue Ribbon. Patterson is 163.5 in the white trunks, Chester Mieszalla in the black. On your screen or not, ladies and gentlemen, but there is one of the lights that has gone bad in the overhead lights, and it's blinking a bit, and it might cause your picture to distort just a trifle. There goes Mieszalla's mouthpiece again. There's a minute to go here in the 4th round. Mieszalla fell right into a chopping right hand. Boy, it's very durable. We're coming up for round 5 at Chicago. It's Chester Mieszalla against Floyd Patterson. Mieszalla has been down a couple of times and has received quite a battering, but he's hanging in there very gamely as he tries to win against the highly touted Patterson. goes Mieszalla's mouthpiece again. Referee Doty is continuing to check on the condition of Chester Mieszalla. And I believe that's going to be it. It is. Patterson is the winner on a technical knockout, and we'll get the official time on it very, very shortly. That Referee Doty is continuing to check on the condition of Chester Mieszalla. And I believe that's going to be it. It is. Patterson is the winner on a technical knockout, and we'll get the official time on it very, very shortly. That continues the knockout string of Floyd Patterson, 163.5 pounds. It's his fifth knockout win in 5 pro appearances, defeating Eddie Godboll, Lester Jackson, Sammy Walker, Lalu Sabotin. And now outmanned, but certainly not outclassed, Chester Mieszalla.
1 minute and 25 seconds of the 5th round. The winner by a technical knockout, Floyd Patterson. There'll be a short intermission, and
so the winner on a technical knockout, stopped by the referee after Mieszalla had been down a couple of times. The winner is Floyd Patterson. Now don't go away, because in a moment I'll tell you about next week's fight.
That's Blue Ribbon. In Texas on the Rio Grande, the Cowboys have a favorite brand. They serve it at your local bar. Sing out, partner, for PBR. What'll you have? That's Blue Ribbon.
What'll you have?
That's Blue Ribbon. What'll you have? That's Blue Ribbon. That's Blue Ribbon beer.
Smoother, smoother, smoother flavor. Zest and sparkle, million flavors. Taste that smoother, smoother flavor.
That's Blue Ribbon beer.
Finest beer served anywhere. Prove it yourself. Make the three-way experts test. 1, see the clear color. Look at the creamy head. 2, sniff that fragrant Blue Ribbon blend. 3, taste the flavor the whole world knows. And you'll agree, finest beer served anywhere.
What do you have?
Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Next Wednesday night, hope you'll be with us for the 123rd match of this great series of Pabst Blue Ribbon bouts. From the Detroit Olympia in Detroit, Michigan, we'll bring you a 10-round heavyweight match between Ezzard Charles, the former world's heavyweight champion, making his 7th comeback start, and Tommy Harrison, of a newcomer from Los Angeles, California, who could give Charles plenty of trouble. Then, 2 weeks from tonight, February the 11th, comes the big one. The 15-round World's Welterweight Championship between the champion, Kid Gavilan of Havana, Cuba, and the challenger, undefeated Chuck Davey of Lansing, Michigan. So make next Wednesday and every Wednesday your Pabst Blue Ribbon Fight Night on television. And every night of the week, let Pabst Blue Ribbon satisfy your thirst for better beer. Tonight's Pabst Blue Ribbon bout has been brought to you with the best wishes of the Pabst Brewing Company of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and your neighborhood Pabst Blue Ribbon dealer. Well, it's about time to say goodnight from Chicago, Illinois, ladies and gentlemen, where we've brought you a doubleheader tonight with Billy Noble, highly touted young heavyweight, winning a very close decision over Larry Watson. And then in the bout that you just saw, in the 5th round, the bout was stopped with the win going to Floyd Patterson, the middleweight champion of the Olympic Games. Mieszalla put up a very courageous battle, but couldn't withstand the two-fisted guns that Floyd Patterson had throwing around the ring tonight. We certainly want to thank the wonderful crew that we've worked with on so many fine occasions here in Chicago. WBKB TV for their fine cooperation and giving us all the cooperation that they could and helping us put on tonight's telecast from Chicago. So don't forget, we'll be around next week, same time, same station, long about 10 o'clock. Until that time then, this is Russ Hodges saying good night, and what'll you have?